Hello, my Scorpios. Welcome to your monthly reading for the month of October. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Wisdom of Tao. And we're just going to see what overall the Creator wants you to know just about the month of October. So it can be the overall theme or the overall energy, or just what the Creator wants you to know. What kind of heads up does the Creator want to give you for your month of October? So let me just do one more time here. All right, Creator, what do you want our Scorpios to know about their month of October? Okay, not yet. There we go. I was going to say maybe month of October is a month of patience. No! So you've got the rat, which is focus. And it says, stay focused and get the job done. Use your intuition to plan your next steps well ahead. Be flexible in your approach. There's nothing you can't accomplish once you set your mind to it. Don't be distracted. You are on target. So wonderful. So definitely a month of you are laser focused, you have your energy focused, you have your goal in mind, and you're like going, you know what? I don't care about anything else. I'm not being distracted. I'm moving forward. I'm heading toward it. So, and don't give up. You have all the ability. And I love the message of flexibility too. It's not about, being so locked in, like you're focused on the next step. You're not focused like on the end goal, because when you're focused strictly on the end goal, you become inflexible and like, this is how it has to happen. Instead of going, I'm on the next step, and your path be like this. I have this picture of a butterfly in my mind. Butterfly doesn't fly straight like a bird. It flutters, it goes here, it gets to its location, but it's this beautiful dance of life that it does, and that's kind of what I feel. But you focus on the very next step, and that's that laser focus. You're getting stuff done because you're not, taking a step and wandering around. The exact step, the very next step that you need to take, and you're taking it, and you're making this beautiful progression in your journey. Next, we're going to pull a card here from this tarot deck. And what I do, or at least I've done up to this point, is I take a tarot deck and I take the major arcana and separate it from the four suits of the minor arcana. And for the major arcana, it acts a lot like this card here, which is the overall message of the overall kind of theme, what the Creator wants you to know for the month. And then we'll get into the minor arcana, which represent four different areas of your life, or your journey, or like your being. And we'll talk about that in a sec here. All right, Creator, so for our Scorpios, what else do you want them to know about their adventure, their journey? Okay, in the month of October. Yep, and you got the Lover's card here. And I love the Lover's card, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, you have a spiritual companion, or new love coming into your life, and different things like that. But I love the interpretation of the Lover's card in the major arcana, which is about our journey of our ego when we first come here. We're these beautiful empty canvases when we first come into the world, and then we get all the supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos through praise and punishment and all our conditioning, and we have all these rules. And so we don't want to be ostracized. We need to be a part of our family. We like getting praise and reward. We don't like getting punished. So we follow the rules, and we follow the rules, and we follow the rules. And then we hit the Lover's card, which is number 6. And so we've come a little ways in our journey. And this is like the first time we're willing to break the rules, because there's something that we love. There's something that we're attracted to. There's something that is having this passion come up within us, whether it's a passion for, an individual, or for, some sort of event or something outside of it, where we have that first time where it's so worth it for the punishment to break the rules. And I feel like this is what is happening with this focus. And what you're doing, you're realizing, especially when it talks about the flexibility, that all these roles and supposed tos and shoulds and need tos, that you're willing to, for the passion, for the thing that you're know that you want to accomplish in life, that you're willing to let some of the old beliefs go. You're willing to be flexible in how you get there, and that you're not in this narrow road, but that you're opening that road to allow new possibilities and new ways, and not be so fixed on how it's going to happen, but that you know what you want to happen, and you're giving a lot over to the universe, to the creator, to your spiritual posse to help guide you. And then when it talks about trusting your intuition, it's really about connecting to your higher self, connecting to those beings of unconditional love and light on the other side, your guardian angels and spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, whatever you believe to be those beings of unconditional love and light. You have this beautiful connection, which can also be, you know, your comrade that is with you. You're never alone in this. You have these, you know, you can look at them as winged creatures, your angels, those angelic beings on the other side, you know, that you're never alone, that you have this beautiful guide with you along your path. So I love this for you. And of course, we're going to dig in deeper here and see what else comes. So we're going to look at the 4 different suits of the minor arcana. And the first one is the suit of Wands, which is the fire element. And the fire element in Wands normally represents like your spark, you know, your drive, your ambition. But for this reading, it also represents your spiritual side. So it's going to, we're going to pull a card here that represents what the creator wants to know, wants you to know about your spiritual adventure in the month of October. So for Scorpio's creator, what do you want them to know about their spiritual adventure in October? Obviously, you're going to be connecting. And you got the Innocence of Wands here. And so, you know, with this being your spiritual adventure, innocence is normally the page of Wands. So the page, of course, is a messenger. You know, the pages were the ones that would go around in the old, you know, old movies you see, hear ye, and bringing messages. And so this is about you're getting messages from spirit, which totally is in line with what you're talking about connecting to your intuition and connecting to your posse on the other side. And I kind of look at this as an antenna, and it's boom, boom, boom. So you just need to be on the frequency of the higher realms in order to hear. You know, if you're kind of out in the noise of fear, you know, all those external things in the world, and you're feeling anxious, and you're not grounded, you won't be able to hear because you're at the lower vibration, the lower frequency of love. And spirit and all that, you know, angelic beings and all them, they communicate at this higher frequency. And so to raise your frequency up to here, it's just about focusing on unconditional love and peace and joy and laughter. Those are the things that raise your vibration up here. And it could be getting away, you know, away from all that noise. It's getting out into nature, getting away, you know, from, you know, all the noise that's around you. Whatever, you know, what needs to be done to bring you to that calm place, whether it's going for a jog, a walk, going for a drive, painting. For some people, it's working out. Whatever it is that brings you joy, and what brings you to that place of quiet and peace in your mind and heart and being, do that. We're also going to pull a card here from the chakra cards and to see what else the creator wants you to know about your spiritual adventure in the month of October. All right, creator, what else for our Scorpios regarding their spiritual adventure in October? That is the one right there. And you've got Listening. So beautiful card there. And I love, this looks like a hurricane, right? And then in the middle is the eye of the storm. And so it's about coming out from the storm into the eye where it's peaceful and quiet and tranquil, where you can see the storm going on around you and raging, but you don't feel it and you're not experiencing it. And that's where you can hear. And this is the throat chakra. And so this says, you have drawn this card today to let you know it's time to take note and listen. Messages and guidance come in many forms, and you're being asked to stop for a moment and listen to the wisdom that is coming your way. That's crazy. You may have asked for a sign or some guidance recently. The answer will be revealed if you listen carefully. The profound guidance comes from within, and it's time to start listening and trusting your own soul, right? Take some time to meditate and explore the silence in order to hear the powerful words of divine guidance coming from within you. Your angels and guides are also sharing their thoughts with you at this time. You can't make this up. Answers may also come via songs, other people's conversations, or some other external source sharing this wisdom with you. Listen carefully to what is being presented to you at this time. This card can also suggest that you are not listening deep enough at present. It could be that someone is sharing how they feel or their perception of a situation, and you have not been listening with an open heart, which may be causing miscommunication, challenges, and conflict. People will always have different perceptions and experiences, and it's important to allow both sides of the story to be heard and expressed. When we can understand this and not take people's expressions personally, we can be open to a world of unconditional love and communicate from a place of love and understanding. Listen deeper in the silence, and your answers will be revealed in divine timing. And the affirmation for this card is, I listen contently and hear the words of wisdom loud and clear. It's so beautiful. Like I say, you can't make this up. That's exactly everything we've been talking about. So if there was any question, there's no question. Next, we're going to move into the Pentacles. And the Pentacles is the earth element. And so this is going to represent your physical environment or your physical adventure during the month of October. And so this is all the people that are on stage with you in this physical world, your job, your finances, all the physical stuff, even your physical body. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know about, all that stuff. All right, Creator, for Scorpios, what do you want them to know about their physical adventure, in October? Yeah, you have the Five of Pentacles. And so you can see this is about self-worth and your belief in that you are worthy of priceless things, and that it's kind of this message of that you put a retail price on yourself instead of a self-worth. And so you can see the cracked diamond and the broken pearls here. And so what this means is that what I mean by retail price is what we're worth to others. And we're taught this from very young, so you're not alone. Every single human being goes through this. We're taught, look out here to define who you are, like who you're with or who you're friends with, what people are in your life, what situations you're in, as well as what do you own, what do you possess, what do you look like, right? All your physical stuff. And the thing about that is that is all unstable, because people's opinions change like the weather, or they pass away. Situations never stay the same, and things, of course, break, deteriorate, burn down, or are stolen. So all those things are unstable, which means that our worth is unstable. This is constantly fluctuating, like retail prices, things going on sale. The example that came to me that I love is that, like, if you're a beautiful warm coat, in the winter in northern Alaska, you are priceless, and oh my gosh, you're so desired after, right? You're worth so much. But in the summers in southern Texas, you're on the blue light special clearance rack. And so retail price is fluctuating and unstable and ever changing. So that is why we experience that as a human. From our human standpoint, we feel like we're always not sure of what we're worth, and our life just feels shaky and unstable. But when you connect to your higher self, and you realize, and that's what this Five of Pentacles also, usually you'll see like people that are out in the cold, wounded, and behind them there's this stained glass windows, which represent your spiritual side, this connection to the higher realm. It's usually like, because that's what the church in the card means, is connection to the higher realm. And when you define yourself by that unconditional love from the creator of all things, then you become stable. If that's your foundation, because it's unconditional, there's nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to gain more of it, because you have it all. You can just be, and you can be full and whole and complete, and everything on the outside just becomes extra. Everything becomes abundance. It's no longer you're feeling this lack and this gap, and this instability. You feel whole and complete, and this is just a celebration of all this other stuff out here. So that is what this is bringing here, is this awareness of your worth, your true worth, as you're coming through this. And that does help you with your focus as well, because you're not so concerned about what other people think and the old ways of doing things. You really open up and allow everything to unfold, because the outcome doesn't define you anymore. Because if you are unconditionally loved and full today, that's not going to change tomorrow or the next day or however anything turns out in the outside world. Outcomes in the outside world don't mean anything about you, right? Because you have this pricelessness of your self-worth, and you could care less about retail price. All right, we're also going to pull a card here from the Native Spirit Oracle, and this is going to also clarify what the Creator wants you to know about your physical environment, your physical adventure for October. All right, Creator, what else for our Scorpios? All right. And do we want all these? No, they said just the first one here. Yep, walking in beauty. Beautiful card here. And let's see what message comes with that. I kind of feel like this is what happens, when you find your pricelessness, right? You walk around without trying to define, like, okay, what's that rock formation called? What's that plant's name? What's this? What's that? You walk around just in awe of everything. It's abundance, instead of, I've got to get to this location by this time. Go, go, go. It's, you're walking in beauty. That becomes this adventure we talked about. You're walking around in beauty instead of walking around in task mode, right? And this means radiant beauty surrounds you. You're beautiful inside and out. No matter what your age, your grace is growing, being in balance. And as you walk in beauty and feel gratitude for it, your life will be filled with immense splendor. Whenever you can, spend time in natural, wild spaces. As you see and hear and feel beauty around you, your own beauty will grow. So again, about hearing, and when we talked about getting out to where you can hear, getting out in nature, I really feel is an important piece. And then it says your native spirit wants you to know that in Native American traditions, there's the concept of walking in beauty. It's called, and I'm probably murdering this, I apologize in advance, Hazho Na'asha. In the Navajo Dina tradition. And it means being in balance with a natural way of life. When we are in the right relationship with the natural world around us, we're walking in beauty. The more you sense and see beauty around you, in your environment, in yourself, in your body, the more it will fill your life in all forms. Never say anything about yourself or your body that's negative. Don't put down yourself or others. Instead, affirm beauty and take time to adorn your body and personal space. Walk in nature and inhale the beauty of every part of our wonderful planet. Cherish yourself and the luminescence within you, and you will glow. Love it. These also come with a journey. So if you choose to, and it resonates with you, you can do this in October. It says, create outer harmony in your home environment, even in small ways, such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle, or clean windows. And your inner grace and radiance will begin to shine even more brightly. Wherever you go, look for beauty in your surroundings. And as a result, the world will become more beautiful. And I love that because the outside world, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And so as you transform and as you focus your energy, whatever you focus your energy on is what grows. So when you focus on lack, or you focus on like negative self-talk and ugliness that you're perceiving in the outside world, that's what grows and that's what you see more of. But when you focus in on the beauty, you focus in on love, you focus in on your inner worth based on unconditional love, then the world suddenly transforms around you and becomes even more beautiful, like it says. So I love that focus. And then we move into the Suit of Swords, which is the air element, and this represents your mind. So it's your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, all that to do with the mind. And so this will be what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of October. So Scorpios, what do you want them to know about their mental adventure in October? And you got the Heart of Swords. And this is beautiful because the Heart of Swords is like the Queen of Swords in the regular tarot. And because she's divine feminine, and it's of course called the heart here, it's about bringing in your heart and your emotion, your intuition, and balancing your decisions with your mind, and all those thoughts and those beliefs. And also this Ace of Swords here is what she uses to cut away those old thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So those beliefs in lack and your low self-worth and all those shoulds and supposed to's and needs to's and have to's. Again, we talked about letting go of a lot of that stuff, listening, to the higher realm, listening to those higher messages, because they're giving you this expansiveness. And the beautiful thing about when you expand your heart and your worth as well is, when you have your love for yourself based on the unconditional love of the Creator, when you have that love flowing into you, you learn to love yourself more, because that's the basis of your love, no longer the external. Because in the external, your love for yourself is about what? That big. Because that's what we're taught. There's so many things, I can only love myself this much. But because you only love yourself this much, that's as much as you can love others. That's also as much as you can accept love from others from the outside world. And so as your self-love grows, your ability to love others and accept love from others from the outside world just expands as well. And so this is a beautiful message about balancing both your logic and your, what you've learned in life, what you've been conditioned in life, and bringing in the heart, bringing in that unconditional love, and that intuition to balance it all out. Because there are times when the logical side is like, and our spirit will tap into the things that we've learned that help us make progress, like we were talking about, step by step. It's like, okay, I'm not going to abandon all of the things I've learned in life. I'm going to take those and mesh in unconditional love and create this whole new awareness, this whole new, it's like connecting to the internet for the first time, the spiritual internet. You're like, oh my God, there's so much information. And it's amazing, and it's for us, right? We're also going to pull a card here from the numerology deck. And this will also tell us what else the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure here. But I love that Ace of Swords means you're transforming. And a lot of times when it shows the Queen of Swords, she'll be holding the sword with one hand and then having her hand open in the other, which means she's open to new ways. She's learned, especially being almost at the end of the suit, the importance of being open-minded and not being so stubborn. Because when you're open-minded and again bringing in the heart, you see more truths, you see more opportunities and possibilities and ways of doing things. You're not so limited. All right, Creator, what else for our Scorpios regarding their mental adventure in the month of October? Okay, 2. Yes, we will. So you got teaching and learning, and you've got change. So definitely we've got this. Yeah, we're going to put it like this. So yeah, you're definitely, learning a lot, and also the experiences that you've had and this connection, you're actually, and I don't see it, and this is a general reading, so for majority of you, I don't see it as that you're actually purposely teaching others, through classes or, through mentoring or life coaching, things like that. I feel like this change in your life is teaching others just by experiencing your life. And with them seeing this change in you, it allows them to start to question. And I feel like for a large portion of you too, people are just going to I think one of these mentioned that you're actually glowing. They're like, what happened? What's going on? This new you, they see this new you, and you're able to share from your heart, just like, this is what I've been going through and what I've been doing. And it's not like this, and you should do this too. It's just like, well, since you asked, yeah, sure, this is what I'm going through and this is what I've been doing. And oh my God, this has totally changed, my life. And then you leave it at that. You leave them to make the decision and what they're going to do, because they can freak out at first going, what? Change your expectations, change all these old things. No, their ego might spark up and get defensive, and it's like, oh, you don't have to do it. You just asked, what's going on with me, and that's what's going on. So you do you, I'm doing me, and that's that beautiful that comes here. And I don't feel like we're supposed to read the teaching and learning. I just feel like we're supposed to read the change one. And it says, this card indicates a time of expected and unexpected change, when anything can happen, and usually does. By drawing this card, you're being encouraged to think of your life as an adventure in which exciting opportunities could appear at any moment. Rather than fearing the unfamiliar and the unknown, you're urged to embrace expansion, movement, and change. This is a time to go with the flow and open yourself to opportunities that will improve your quality of life. Anything is possible, and the wheels are set in motion, so be sure to play your part by moving closer to your dreams. You may be called upon to make changes in your mindset, like we talked about, relationships, residence, lifestyle, or career, wherever a shift is needed to serve your greater good. It's time to broaden your horizons and re-spark your passion for life. Procrastination, resistance, and fear only take you out of alignment, so surrender yourself to the opportunities that are about to present themselves. Trust that you're divinely loved and guided, and you'll be shown the way. Okay, like it all said. And the affirmation for this card is, I accept and surrender to the changes that improve my quality of life. And I really love that because, as we're going through this reading, this focus that you have, this fine-tuned focus, really makes more sense as you're opening up to your higher self and you're understanding this whole thing about your worth as well, because you are realizing that a lot of stuff you were going after, and maybe that end result and that end goal that you had before, was based on the outside telling you who you should be, the should, the would, the could, the have to, the supposed to, the need to, all that stuff. And you had to invest so much energy into that because it's not something you really want. But you're discovering during October what it is you really want. And that it's okay to change your end goal and change your direction, because it's all an adventure. So you might go in a whole different direction, or you may veer off into a slightly different direction. And that is all okay, because as you connect with your passion, with what, it's talked about, what your soul wants, then you have this reignited just energy and drive. And with this connection, you can ask all of those spiritual beings on the other side for answers, for guidance, for assistance, and you're going to get it. And this focus, I see now how it's changed and zeroed in on something that you're so excited about and so passionate about that it just flows, and you're just running, not necessarily running, but you're moving quickly in that direction because you're not dragging your feet and procrastinating like it talked about. When we're told to do something and it's not something we really want to do, you can kind of see like a little kid dragging their feet as they go to empty the garbage because it's not what they wanted to do. But if you wanted to go empty that garbage, you'd be doing it before you're even asked, and doing it and then looking forward to the next time you're going to do it. So you see what I'm trying to say. All right. And then next, what we're going to do, we're going to move into the last suit, which is the cups, which is the water element. And this, of course, represents our emotions. So this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional adventure in the month of October. And this, of course, is your element. Scorpios are water signs, so this is not new to you. This is where you live and breathe and what you've grown up in. And so nothing to be afraid of here. You're the master of the water. Which makes sense, because here's the spirit of water, which is, or the spirit of cups, of course, and which is normally the king of cups. So this is, represents you. You're the master of the water, of the emotions. And here is the Ace of Cups, which is the chalice, the Holy Grail. And what's in there is the living waters that do quench us. That is the unconditional love that we have from the other side and of who we are, which makes total sense. As you're connecting to your higher self, you're raising your love vibration to here. From the other side, you're feeling this love like no other before. Not to the extent that you're feeling in this October. You've had little taste of unconditional love on your spiritual journey in the past, but this is just gushing, it's not just enough living water to have a little goldfish. It's enough water to sustain and float a whale. They're saying it's big, it's huge love. It's not a little taste of it. You're feeling it in a very large way in October. So beautiful. And then lastly, this last card is going to be from the Soul's Journey card. And it's going to also represent what the Creator wants you to know about your emotional journey. But also, since it's the last card for this reading, we're going to consider it a wild card, and whatever message the Creator wants for your final message here for this reading, we'll take whatever the Creator wants us to know. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our Scorpios for this reading, please? What's the final message for our Scorpios, please? Okay, this one right here. And you got forgiveness. I love the beautiful purples in there. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And here we're talking about the flow of love. And we were talking about, the flow of love in our heart. And so I know when we've been hurt in the past, forgiveness is such an ugly word. It's right up there with patience sometimes, right? But forgiveness isn't forgetting, right? And we talked about with this Heart of Swords about not forgetting everything we've learned in life, because it keeps us alive. It keeps us here and present in this adventure and what we came here to do. Forgiveness is letting the wrath go, and that's the judgment. And a lot of our journey, especially as we connect with unconditional love, it allows us to see everything from a different perspective. And we are able to go back and see later in life that things that we perceived as being done to us just happened to be that it happened to us because we were a bystander of someone else's fear, of someone else's pain, and that they had no idea or no intention of hurting us or, having actions that we chose, to put a story around it, a victim of pain and those types of things. And we hold that so much all our lives, regurgitating that story, focus so much energy on that story, maintaining that story, and that bitterness and that resentment and all that builds up within us is poison to our body. It actually creates dis-ease in our body, which then spawns to disease. And so the forgiveness is this conscious choice of us letting our wrath go, remembering what was done, and not, and if in the physical realm you're pursuing, suing them or providing information for their arrest or whatever, you can do that with love, without resentment, love for yourself, not resentment and bitterness and all that and revenge. It can be, especially with the self-worth, coming back and finding and defining yourself by who you are, not by that retail price. When you forgive, you're releasing all that energy, you're releasing all that dis-ease in your body. This is actually a way to love yourself. So forgiveness is an act of love for you. And that's where it starts. And let me read from the book too. Sorry, went off on my bunny trail. When they talk, they talk. I can't help it. So it says you can never flow with your natural energy of love unless you release the negative energy of hate, anger, intolerance, or blame. Every soul in your path has free will, and you have no control over that. What you do have control over is how you react to the manifestation of others' free will, as I was talking about. So holding on to that negative energy will strengthen karmic cycles, and forgiveness can break that pattern. The most important person you must learn to forgive is always yourself. Blaming yourself for failures blocks the natural flow of love, which will attract all good things into your life. And so a lot of this, we talked about the worth and these expectations and this change with this Ace of Swords, cutting away those old beliefs and those old judgments of yourself, realizing that whatever you did in your life, as well as anyone else, everyone's actions are based on what they're feeling and what they're believing at the time. When you're believing a certain way, there's no other way to act than the way that you were believing. But when your mind and your heart changes, you act in different and new ways. And so you can forgive yourself. It's like a 2-year-old, when they spill milk, you forgive them because they're learning. At that time, they only could do the best they could, and they couldn't handle that full pitcher of milk and some spilled. It's okay. Do that to you. Give you that grace. Be gentle with yourself. I am loving this for you. Beautiful, beautiful October coming up for you. Shut up and listen. is going to be the message, right? So much beauty comes from listening to your higher self, and those others just take time to get out and get quiet. And it's going to be life-changing for you. And just know as you go throughout October, every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Have an amazing October, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. You take care.